WCSM's General Store is brought to you by Christine Flynn, your local farmer's insurance agent. Orion Saft, the AME Group for all your technical needs. And Buy Now Closeouts, your local discount retailer. WCSM is recorded at 70X7 Studio.
We are so excited on this Friday. Thanks for joining us, WCSM's General Store from the 70X7 studio. Thank you to Mike and Carter. We always want to thank our producers of the show. Couldn't do it without them. And so we're just going to jump right in because we've only got so much time, and we have a very special, legendary guest. We've been talking about bringing him in since we started this last fall.
I think episode 1 you mentioned
Yes.
him. Yeah.
I said he'd be a great guest to have, and we finally, thanks to Mark, finally got him secured.
Thanks to Lloyd.
Finally got it done.
Lloyd Wood in the house.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. I've only been this excited 2 times in my life, and I think today's both of them.
See what you're in for, folks?
That's right.
Stay tuned.
Oh, so good. So, I mean, I think everyone knows who Lloyd Wood is, but maybe not. Lloyd Wood, legendary performer here in the area, from Owen County area.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
Gosport?
Born
and raised, or
Spencer?
Spencer.
Yeah,
Okay.
south of Spencer.
Okay. And, but of course, I mean, goodness, Brown County, Little Nashville, Brandywine Hall up in Greenwood, on the road to Nashville, Tennessee as well. Just has been a incredible, legendary entertainer.
Yes.
You know, Lloyd is not just a songwriter, a singer, performer. He entertains, and that is, to me, one of the greatest gifts. You know, not everybody can entertain you on stage. They'll sing to you and they can perform songs or whatever, but Lloyd is just so entertaining. And
he's all the above.
So and so many of us, that have performed in the area, like myself, have looked up to Lloyd for many years. So I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Lloyd and I have been friends, and we performed together and sang together and everything, but I've never actually got to sit down and interview him. So this is exciting. So thank you for coming, Lloyd.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. I'm honored. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And we'll get that guitar out coming up in the next segment. But this segment, you know, the premise of this podcast is what we really wanted to do with it is the hashtag, or our motto is "We Miss Mayberry." So the Andy Griffith Show, but we miss the world like it was back then, simple and happy. And so that's why we always like to talk to our guests about, you know, how they grew up and childhood and stuff. So tell us a little bit about who Lloyd Wood is. Again, you just mentioned, we just talked about, so you were born and raised, grew up in Spencer?
I certainly did. I went to school in Spencer, you know, all through high school. I was born actually in the house just above, about a mile from where I live.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We had 8 children. I was the last of 8 children.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I went by the nickname Quits. As soon as I was born, my parents took one look at me and said, "Let's call it Quits."
That's good. That's good.
OQ.
So apparently they stuck with that.
They stuck with
That's great.
So how many boys, were there boys and girls?
There was 2 girls, but the rest of them were all boys, yeah.
Very good. So you were the baby.
I was the baby, yeah.
Very, very good. I did not know that. So did you graduate, what was it, Spencer
High School.
High School at the time?
It was called Spencer High back then. Now it's on Valley. But yeah, and I had a good basketball team the year I graduated.
Did you play?
No.
Oh.
They were good, though.
But they were good.
Okay.
They were good.
Because I didn't play, right?
I couldn't even get in. I lived far out in the country and no way to get in for practice.
I see. So
Spencer Cops, wasn't it?
Yeah, Spencer Cops.
That's right.
Sure
wow.
Center
So
of population, right? Is that why they were the cops?
I don't know really.
That's what I've always been
That's-
told.
that's
Is
probably-
at that time,
Probably.
Spencer was the center of population.
That's well.
Oh, that's
I think
interesting.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Right.
So, were you a farming family, or
Yeah.
you had a farm? Or?
My dad farmed some. Always had a big garden and a lot of stuff. There was, something to do all the time. It was hard work. Mm-hmm. Just work all the time. I was 16 before I realized my name wasn't More Wood.
Instead of Lloyd, it was more.
More Wood. It was just work all the time. We moved in town when I was 16. So,
Okay.
Oh man, I was ready.
I bet that was quite a change.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Culture shock.
Most of the time I sat out on the front porch with a guitar from 5 years old up.
Is that when you started? Is that when you picked up a guitar and started playing?
I did about 5. I started on the mandolin and then went to the guitar. And
do other members of your family play?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Two brothers older than me. They had a band actually.
Oh, really?
Back. And even played some, I think, with Bobby Helms.
Right.
Neat.
I just listened to him the other night. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun, and I learned a lot from them.
Mm-hmm.
My mom said I was singing when I was 4, and I didn't know one key from the other, but I'd say getting G, like
like you heard the big boys do.
But I remember them passing a hat. I get up and sing a Hank Williams song, and they'd pass the hat, and that impressed me.
Yeah, sure. and that's where it all began.
Yeah, it sure did.
And then I know that you were in the service, Army.
Yeah.
So right out of high school.
Yes, got my draft papers. 18 and straight to Fort Knox. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, this part of your story reminds me a little bit of George Strait, because George Strait also was in the service and met a lot of his band members, and when they got out and performed while they were in service, and then got out and performed together. Meisenheimer, was he in the service with you?
No, he was not in the service with me. He was in the Navy.
Okay.
But when he got out of the service, that's when I actually first met him. He was in a really good band.
Okay.
And I, admired his picking.
Sure.
And I got to talking to him, and then later on he got with the Little Nashville Opry Band. Mm-hmm. And then they called me to be a guest star, after it first started.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into that, was be a guest star ever. Jack Hoppus was the
Okay. I was going to say, I wondered who the head was. Yeah, there.
And I'd be a guest star. I remember the first night they called me was with Eddie Rabbitt. And I thought, man, what a thrill.
That's a big deal, wasn't it?
Yeah, got to go out and sing some songs. And I was doing some impersonations then. I remember I did Mel Tillis' Heart Over Mine.
Oh, uh-huh.
A couple others, and I thought, wow, this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so you were out of the Army at that point.
Yes.
And so so Meisenheimer got you in as a guest.
Pretty much, yeah. He kept telling Jack Hoppus, we ought to get this guy maybe. And of course, when Jack Hoppus left, they needed an MC. And they called me, and I said, well, yeah, I think I can do it. I'll give her a whirl.
So then at that point, because you always had the premier band, I mean, you had Rick Ferguson and Danny Jackson and the Fisher family as your background vocalists.
Right.
And who was your piano player early on? Roger Smith?
Roger Fish.
Roger Fish, that's right. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Jimmy Meisenheimer. Right. Larry Richardson was your guitar player. Right. That was your first,
Yes.
Was that pretty much the first makeup of the band?
Yeah, I had played some with Dave Jackson. We had a band, Don Brummett, the late Don Brummett.
Sure, yeah.
And we were doing the Bakersfield stuff. And Roy Boyer, I think, played some bass. Danny Wickens on drums.
Oh, yeah. Whitey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And back, even Ron Patton from Seymour played some fiddle. And then Gordon Lowry came into the scene, and Brett. And
Jeff Guernsey, was he there?
Jeff Guernsey was at the Opry with me.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Who went on to be with?
He went with Steve Wariner, and then from Steve Wariner to Vince Gill.
Vince Gill, that's right.
Wow.
Now, did Jeff White also play guitar for you?
He did.
Flat top.
And he went with Vince Gill.
Yeah. So.
All these guys and gals. Teresa Ellis played fiddle. She went with Ray Stevens.
A lot of fiddle players, especially, got picked up out of the Opry. Glenn Duncan.
I know Glenn Duncan.
Yeah, they all got
and the guy for George Jones. I forget his name. he got picked up there.
Yeah,
too.
a lot of those pickers got picked up out of the Opry because those artists would come through, and the talent was so great over there. That's the first place I saw you perform was at the Opry, and then when the Opry. So when you were still there when you first started guesting with Jack Hoppus, did Dwayne and Esther Hamilton own the Opry at that point, or were they one of the owners?
No,
Do you remember?
They owned it.
They did own it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think later they got some other stockholders involved.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they were the owners.
Okay. So how long were you at the Opry?
I think 3.5 years, almost 4.
And then at that point is when they opened Brandywine Hall. You went from the little Nashville Opry in Brown County to Greenwood, which is they brought this or they built this. It was really pretty state of the art, wasn't it?
It was.
It was very nice. Yeah.
It was a larger. Let's say it held 2,600, I think.
Yeah,
The
it was
Opry
a nice
held
venue.
two. Yeah, it was a nice
Greenwood?
venue.
Greenwood, Indiana.
Greenfield.
Greenfield.
Or Greenfield.
Greenfield, I mean.
Greenfield.
Yes, I
I'm
keep
sorry.
saying Greenwood.
We
No,
used
no.
to drive by that when we
No,
lived
no,
in
no.
Knightstown.
But our,
Yeah, I kept
we used
saying
to go up
Greenwood.
there a lot because we would go on your show a lot, and we went up. You were nice enough to take us along a lot.
You let him dance on your
He
show?
did.
Yes.
Yeah?
There you go.
They
Been a day, been a minute.
Okay.
we had you guys
Yeah,
often.
yeah,
at Brandon.
yeah. We got to meet a lot of the big name artists because of you having us there. You know, we got to meet Porter Wagner there.
I
We got
know.
to meet Don Williams there. It was cool. It really was.
That's outstanding.
Well, that was neat too because that was really that, because you always had the dancers at the Grand Ole Opry,
Right.
So that you incorporated that there as well. They never did that at the Opry, but you were able to do it at Brandywine.
It was a huge stage.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it was.
Yeah,
that was a really nice facility.
Yes, it was. And these guys were great anyway. Pride and Joy.
No.
Brothers.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. And so, how long was Brandywine open?
Unfortunately, it lasted about 2 years, maybe a little over 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It was one of these, the two brothers opened it up, and then they didn't get along, and you know how that starts.
Yep.
And I seen the writing on the wall,
Yeah.
after that, after all these great stars coming in and putting on great shows,
Yeah.
I saw the writing on the wall. Well, at that time, Dwayne and Esther asked me to come back to the Opry, which I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Because one Friday night they were at our show at Brandywine Hall. I said, "What's going on?"
Interesting.
But at any rate, they asked me to come back. But at that time, they did not want the band. They just wanted me and wanted me to sign a separate contract. And they had, their own band at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, I don't know. So I tried it out a couple weeks. And he said, I want to see how the audience accepts you,
Back, right.
So it worked out pretty good for me. And I said, well, I'd sure like to bring, the band. We've been together so long. And they said, no. We'll take, if you'll come back, we'll be happy, but we don't want the band. I said, well, then I appreciate it. I said, I'm going to do something, but I'm not sure what yet. So started the old Red Barn.
Yes.
I thought, well, we'll try it for 6 months or so.
Heavens, you were there. Was 7 years or
18.
8? Oh, was it that long? Oh, I didn't think it was that long.
I didn't have any idea I was going to stay that.
And that building still stands. It's just right on 46 as you head out of.
I don't think they have a show there anymore, do they?
No, I heard that they're going to tear it down and build another one just like it.
Yeah. I used to sell tickets there for a guy named Lloyd Wood.
I know. I know you did.
Were you the guy on the driveway that says, I need tickets?
No, I was the guy inside.
Oh,
Outside.
He
Oh,
wasn't a
legit.
scalper.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
legit.
You
Okay.
did a
Yeah.
great job. Too.
I had a lot of fun over there.
Oh, it was fun. When my wife was selling tickets there, we had 3 shows, Friday night show.
Yes.
6 on Saturday and a 9:30.
Right.
So, things have advanced so much. But back then, we just had a little slot you put the tickets in.
Yes.
Right.
People reserved them.
Yeah.
And one day, it was on Saturday morning, we was coming back over to sell tickets, and she had all them displayed. And we got out of the car, and the wind blew over them tickets.
Oh, no.
We could not find all of them. Didn't know who was coming to the show. And
Oh, well.
Yep.
And you guys would sell. And what did it seat? Like 700
the one at the barn
at the Red Barn.
is 200.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I thought it was more than that. Yeah.
It's 200, and then you could put chairs out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we ever did not sell out.
Oh, no, yeah, it was.
Oh, we had.
I think we sold every show.
I was so.
I really do.
Very.
And you were
very-
doing 3 every weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
But I was young.
Yeah.
And the fire marshal doesn't need to know anything.
No.
Anything else?
Oh, yeah.
I was very young, and maybe dumb.
Oh, no.
No. All right, we'll take a quick break, but before we go, I do want to talk about one of our great sponsors, Christine Flynn, Farmers Insurance. You can find her online just by Googling Christine Flynn, Farmers Insurance. It'll pop her page up. But she can help customers like you identify the insurance coverage that best fits your needs. This process is straightforward and personalized to help you smarter about insurance, and she's really good at what she does. She has the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your coverage options, whether it's auto, home, renters, business insurance, and so much more. Give her a call at 812-822-2905, or again, you can look her up. Christine Flynn, Farmers Insurance. Stay close. More conversation coming up with Lloyd Wood here at the General Store.
You know, one of our great sponsors, the AME Group, they're one of the largest, most successful managed service technology providers in the country. As your technology success partner, they design, they plan, procure, implement, support, and manage all aspects of your business technology so you don't have to worry about it. They view their role as a partnership with you and their clients and invest in their business growth, planning, and success. If you're even considering using a managed technology service, give Orion Saft a call today at area code 812-320-0389. You'll be glad you did. A friend of mine for more than 40 years. You can trust Orion with your company's tech needs and know he'll take care of your business just like he takes care of his own.
Nice. Very good, Lloyd.
Thank you, Lloyd. Appreciate you.
Orion is going to love that live read because it's got Lloyd Wood playing
yeah.
about it. That's a classic already.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome back to WCSM's General Store.
Yeah.
We are great. So excited. The great Lloyd Wood is with us. So if you're just joining us, you're going to need to rewind and go back and watch the first segment. But so to kind of wrap up that last segment, you were just talking about how you had been performing for 18 years at the Red Barn over in Brown County, ended up moving down to what was called Ski World, which is no longer there. It's defunct now. And you were there for 6 years. You bounced back to the Red Barn for a few years, you said?
Yeah, I think I stayed there about a year and a half, something like that, and tried it out again. But I had fun at Ski World. They brought some stars in from Nashville. I got to sing with Gene Shepard and Jeannie Seeley.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
You met Goober there, didn't you?
Yeah.
I heard you told me. I think he's a very nice person.
He was a super. He had some
I remember you
stories.
telling me that. Yeah,
The Goober?
Probably
The Goober.
Really?
But he had some funny stories.
yeah. You told me he was very nice.
Oh, he was. He was very, very nice.
George Lindsay, right?
George
That's
Lindsay.
who we're
Lindsay,
talking
there you
about.
go,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, that's who we're talking about. Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
He was cool and funny.
Yeah.
We brought him out with saying da 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 da.
Yeah. There you go.
he was good.
Fantastic. I've heard some good things. One of our top fans, Jeff Fincham, when he was a state trooper, put him in his police car.
Oh,
Really?
And the first thing he was saying, or looking at all the equipment and just saying, man, they've changed a lot since Mayberry, haven't they?
He told a story. I'll tell you this real quick. He said, I was stopped down in Salem, Indiana, and I was reading the paper. He said, they found in this closet in this house a skeleton that had been in there probably over 60 years. And they were trying to figure out what in the world. It still had the clothes, just the skeleton was left. And he said after studying it and doing some research, they found out it was the 1963 Indiana hide and seek state championship.
Is
Is
that a true story, Lloyd?
True story.
True story. Based upon a true story.
True story.
Loosely based upon a true story.
Oh, that's great.
Funny.
That's awesome.
You've met some and worked with all the greats, really. I mean,
I've had so much fun. It was a dream of mine to get to do that. And when it finally came true, getting to meet George Jones, comedy.
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Wow.
My goodness.
And all.
Who was your favorite one to meet? Do you have a favorite, or is it just? I understand that's a little tough.
Marty Robbins was always.
Yeah, I got to meet him
super
at
nice.
Brandywine.
Mel Tillis's band, we got to jam with some of them, and they'd come in. I was working on Mel Tillis's voice, and sometimes we'd go in the back room when Mel was still on the bus, and we'd go, there she lies still sleeping, dreaming, and
Yeah.
I'd do his voice,
And
they'd
what
sing
did
harmony.
what did his band think? Were they like, you're nailing it?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was, fun getting to do that. And a lot of times the band would come in, we'd be rehearsing, and they would sit and listen to us, and I'd say, well, here, you can have the stage. No, go ahead and finish,
Yeah.
So that was fun getting to
Yeah.
do that. And I always tried to do the songs that I felt that audience would like,
Yeah.
whatever star was there. If it's Don Williams, of course, you don't want to do.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And I'd do something laid back. But if it was Hank Williams Jr., I'd do slide off of your slide.
Yeah, do a little paycheck.
Yeah, I'd do something up tempo. So
You were just such a crowd pleaser, Lloyd. You
Yeah,
just were
yeah,
such
absolutely.
a consummate professional and really
Oh yeah.
just so good. And here's my favorite Lloyd Wood story. Do you remember a time there was your band was the backing band for a talent show at like the Seasons Lodge up on the hill? Do you remember that? Over in Brown County. Yeah. And I was there. I don't think I might have been actually a contestant. I can't remember. But anyway, I just remember there was and it might have been Tommy Rhodes and the girl he sang with at the time. I can't remember. But anyway, it was a duet on stage.
right.
And Lloyd's band was up there, but Lloyd wasn't. So Lloyd's band was up there to back these contestants. And they wanted to do Every Time Two Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
So Dottie West and
West.
Kenny Rogers. And they could not think of the cook-off. They could not. I mean, Meisenheimer could not. They could not. And I mean, they're a great band, but it couldn't come to them. And they were all up there going, "How's this one go? How's this go?" I mean, which I've been there totally. How's this kick off? And they're all up there. And Lloyd from the back behind the audience comes walking up the middle aisle going, da 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 da, or whatever the kickoff was, And so then they were like, that's it. And they 1, 2, 3, when they kicked it. But Lloyd he just had that, that steel trap for a mind that just remembered every song and just could rip into any song that anybody requested or whatever. That is just so, I love that moment when you did that though.
Thank you. I've just been very lucky and blessed to still remember these songs.
Yeah. So why don't you pick something for us then? What's something either one of yours or one of your favorites that you do?
I tell you what, I wrote something on the way. It's a parody actually, so I think you might like it.
Okay.
Because after doing the show Thursday night and then I did the show last night, so a little bit low register stuff. So I'll do a Johnny Cash song.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah.
Well, I taught the weeping willow how to cry, cry, cry. I showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. But the tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you big river. But I'm gonna sit right down there till I die. Well, I met her way down in good old Ellettsville, Indiana. She was sitting there at McDonald's eating a cheeseburger and drinking a Coke. I followed her on down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but I had to say goodbye and watch her go. Get a rhythm when you get the blues. Come on, get a rhythm when you get the blues. Get a rock and roll feeling down in your bones. Put taps on your shoes and get going. Get a rhythm when you get the blues. Well, country music is where it's at, so grab your boots and your cowboy hat. We're going to play and sing all day long, and maybe I can sing your favorite song. Feeling good, I'm having a blast, because I'm on WCSM podcast. Get a rhythm. Come on, get a rhythm. Get the blues. Get a rock and roll feeling down in your bones. Put taps on your shoes and get going. Get a rhythm when you get the blues. So stomp your feet, get your hands to clap, and join in with the beat, and let's see what happens. You got a request you really like, don't say I won't do it, cause I just might. Write it on a $5 bill or 10, send it in to me and watch me grin. Get it?
Yeah.
Get the blues. Come on, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, get a rock and roll feeling down in your bones. Put taps on your shoes and get gone. Get a rhythm when you get the blues. Thank you.
Lloyd has that gift that Mac Davis had.
Oh,
do you remember the Mac Davis show where
yeah.
they would shout lines to him, and he'd write on the spot?
Make one up.
And that's Lloyd's gift as well. That is good stuff. That could maybe our new theme song. I don't know.
I'm for it. I'm for it. That's awesome. Wow.
Wow, that's so good. So, I mean, you were, I think, really well known for your covering other artists and things, but you're also a writer and do your own stuff throughout the years. So what's a favorite song you've written and perform as Lloyd Wood?
Oh, I get requests. I'm into writing a lot of parodies, and you're a great songwriter. I want you to know.
Oh, thank you, Lloyd. That means a lot coming from you.
Fantastic. And one of my most requested, I'll just tell you the story. Years ago when I worked in the factory, this lady that worked down in the women's department, the other ladies said, Mary Lou's not here today because she took her little dog to the vet, and the vet gave the dog some pills, and she got them home, got her pills mixed up with the dog's, and swallowed the dog's pills. And she's been sick for 3 days. Anyway, they said, Lloyd, you got to write a song about it.
Oh, no. And so this is it?
She might get mad at me. But
Does that
I
stop
thought
you?
of some lyrics. Randy Travis had a song out that I thought, that's it. I'll write a parody to this song. So it goes like this. Last night I dug my dog's pills out from our old cabinet drawer. I set them on the table like I had before. I accidentally swallowed them instead of my own. Now I'm out in the backyard digging up bones. I'm digging up bones. I'm digging up bones.
Digging up bones.
Somebody get the veterinarian on the phone. Would someone put a leash on me so I won't ever roam? 'Cause tonight I'm in the backyard digging up bones. Oh, yeah. Another verse, man. And I walked around the neighborhood smelling all kinds of scents. I found myself checking out places where other dogs had went. Jumped up on the doghouse and I barked and I moaned. But tonight I'm in the backyard digging up bones. I'm digging up bones.
Digging up bones.
I'm digging up bones.
Digging up bones.
Somebody Somebody get the veterinarian on the phone. Would someone put a leash on me so I won't have her roam? 'Cause tonight I'm in the backyard digging up bones. Yeah, tonight I'm in the backyard digging up bones.
Oh, that's
Harmony.
genius.
Love it.
So
Love it.
good.
Great harmony there.
Oh, that's funny.
Thank you.
So good.
Mercy.
Well,
Love it.
one of your most famous songs that you did around here was the Ship the Jobs to.
Yeah.
To Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, and that just came. I was, I was thinking I'd have a job there.
Right.
Long time.
Right. You worked at Otis Elevator.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah.
And well, actually, I stayed there 38 years. Was expecting to stay,
Just for a short time.
every time. Yeah. It's funny though. When Otis was really going well, we were the number one plant in the world, and it was going good. And they asked me to write a song to go along. They were going to video everything, and so like an actual movie about it.
Sure.
So I wrote the song, and they liked it, and it went all over the world, and they paid me for it, and I appreciated that, and it was good to see it really progress. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, I seen the writing on the wall that this was going to happen, and we came in one day, and they just said it's closing down in 30 days. But prior to that, I kept I didn't really think I'd lose my job because a lady from RCA, when she lost her job, said, Lloyd, write a song about that. So I needed something to rhyme. Mm-hmm. So not thinking I'd lose my job, but refrigerators, elevators, cars, and TVs, will there be any work left at all for you and me if they keep packing it up, shipping it out, sending it to Mexico? So I put elevators in there, not knowing I was going to lose.
Right.
Yeah.
But it happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was when you was at the radio station.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I remember that got airplayed, right?
Yeah,
that was
played
all
it.
over the place,
yeah,
right?
we played that one, yeah.
I told people,
Yeah.
that was the most requested song for a couple of weeks. I just got tired of calling it in. Hey, you got that Lloyd Wood song?
Yeah. You just change your voice every time.
We've got to have him do the song though, where you do the impersonations that you talk about, because I think that's it is too. One of your most requested things, and you do like 6 or 7 characters or more.
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Can you do that before we go to break? Why don't you do that before we take another quick break? So
Sure.
do that, and then we'll come
You
back.
want the one with Nixon and all that, or you want the Johnny Paycheck and all those people?
Don't you do one with like Elmer Fudd and that? Yeah, that one.
All right.
Yeah.
This is an old Merle Haggard song.
There we go. Oh,
I was sitting on my front porch one day singing it, and I thought, I'd like to sing that like someone else. So I just throw some characters. I'll tell you who they are before I do them so you'll know. It's all right. We'll start with the late and great Walter Brennan. Well, today I started loving her again. And I'm right back. Yes, I'm right back where I've really always been. Jimmy Stewart. Well, I got over you just long enough to let my old heartache man, Debbie Hayes. And then today, I started loving you all over again. Bill Clinton. What a fool I was. I think I could never get by. With only these few billion tears, I know I'm gonna cry. Richard Nixon. I should have known that the worst was yet to come. And that crying time for me had only just begun. Elmer Fudd. Well, today I started to love you all over again. And I'm right back where we always been. Mr. Haney. Well, I got over you just long enough to let my old heart ache me and Goofy. Today, I started loving you again. I mean, but that's all.
Amazing. So good.
Thank you, Fred.
Well, we'll be back. We'll have one more segment with the great Lloyd Wood, and we're gonna arm wrestle him and make him promise to come back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Please.
All right. All right.
Please,
Well,
yes.
stay close. We'll be right back with more from Lloyd Wood on the General Store.
It's fine.
Buy Now Closeouts, located at 3478 West 3rd Street in Bloomington. Buy Now Closeouts has everything you could possibly need for a remodel or new build. Vanities, sinks, faucets, in a wide selection of all shapes and sizes. Washers, dryers, cabinets, fixtures, everything at discount prices. Gas ranges, electric stovetops, huge slashes on name brand items. Need flooring? You'll find stacks of it. Everything you need for your bathroom, kitchen, and dining areas. Buy Now Closeouts. You've got to check this out before you go anywhere else. New items arriving weekly and our inventory changes all the time, so stop in and see what's in stock for you. Buy Now Closeouts at 3478 West 3rd Street, behind Crew Car Wash. Don't buy later, buy now.
Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center is the place that you need to go to keep your car running in perfect order. On the outside chance your car is not running in perfect order, Chad's has a shop over on State Road 46 in Ellisville that'll give you a free estimate and reasonable rates and get your car back on the road. Now, to keep it that way, you need to hightail it over to Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center, located at 1357 South Liberty Drive. You know exactly where that is. That's just right around the corner from Menards. Now, check this out. Every seventh oil change is free. That's right, absolutely free. I don't think you can get any better than that. Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center, 1357 South Liberty Drive in Bloomington.
All right, well, welcome back. Final segment, which we're very sad about, but we've roughed Lloyd up just a little bit and convinced him that he's going to come back again and be a guest. So we're really excited about that. So before we go though, we want to. So you still have a band, and you're still performing, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You still play quite a bit.
I've got quite a few on tap. I just played a show in Spencer, my hometown. That's Tivoli, and had a great time. I did a show last night in Edinburgh at their old historic. It's a beautiful place. It's old, but it's like a Tivoli thing. And I got a lot of shows booked down the road in coming up in July and August. And
You still do a lot of festivals, don't you?
I do a lot of festivals. Then I go to the Covered Bridge Festival over there for 10 days. And sang over there and eat a lot of cinnamon rolls.
That's good stuff.
Do you still do the Moose Lodge?
Yeah, I do play the Moose Lodge.
Okay.
All that money, they take up a collection that goes for the children's Toys for Tots.
Excellent.
So I go help them out every third Thursday.
Awesome.
At the Moose, and that's
so he's raising money for the kids. He
that's
can kick off a tune when nobody else remembers.
That's what I want to say. What
there to serve?
What makes great Lloyd Wood so great though is he is an awesome entertainer. But he's even more of an awesome person.
Well,
I mean, he is just
He's
his
a good
family.
human.
He is. I mean, he's been such a good friend to our family, and he's humble, and he's such a great person. I mean, I can't say enough about him.
You like him?
I appreciate
I kind of like
him?
Lloyd.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a campaign. I like Lloyd.
I like Lloyd.
But seriously, he is just always. Anytime I call him, he's right there. He's just been a close personal friend for many years, and my brother thinks the world of him. He gave my brother an opportunity to play with him, and it was awesome. My brother really, really respects you.
Well, I know that, and I appreciate it. Thank the world of all of you. I'm a big believer. trying to treat people right.
Absolutely.
It all comes back to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amen.
If you'll do that,
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think you'll feel better about yourself. And that's what I've always.
But we
tried.
appreciate.
Isn't that
we
what
appreciate
Jesus
you.
tells us? Is
That's right.
to love God and love others.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Right. Those are the two.
Yeah.
Those are the two big ones. So,
Yep.
And
and there's a reason for that.
In this world, as the way it is today, you have to be forgiving.
Yes.
And a lot of people just can't do that. They've lost respect.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I believe you can see that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And just be nice to people.
Right. Can we just
It's
be
not
nice?
that, it's really not that hard.
No.
No.
Yeah, it's actually
It
easy.
would make the world easier.
Yeah.
Life
Yeah.
easier.
It all
Absolutely.
goes back to when running. I get no respect.
Yeah. So,
right.
still performing. I mean, are you a social media guy at all?
No,
Are you on social media? Can
I'm
people
so
find you?
old school. It's unbelievable. I live still pretty far out in the country. And there's a lady that takes care of all the email that sends out to the folks, telling them where we're going to be.
I see.
The next show.
Right.
And I just got a track phone not too long ago, and I don't even know how to use it. When cell phones first came out, I said, I'm not getting one. They were expensive and they were huge.
Yes,
and
yeah.
I said, well, then everybody and their brother had one, and I wanted to feel important, so I wore my garage door open. Finally had to get a cell phone.
And you went big. You went with a track phone. You went with a track phone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. So many, so
You
many
don't have to
great
call
memories.
Sarah anymore.
No.
Sarah, give me the jail.
Wow. So what's maybe as we start to wrap up this show, like maybe what's over the years, what's Lloyd Wood's favorite memory of the? I mean, I know there's so many blessings, but is there one thing that stands out in your mind that's just been really special?
Oh, it's just a dream for me. An old country boy who, I studied all these artists, and I listened to the Grand Ole Opry all my life, and I wanted to meet them, and that was such a dream for me.
Right.
I'll tell you this quick story. Years when I was in the 4th grade, I got in a contest and I sang "Oh Lonesome Me." Everybody's going out and having fun. And I was in the 4th grade, and I came in second. Well, the guy that won, you could be in it up to 18. He was 18. He sang "Lonesome Town." There's a place where lovers go.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a big hit for Ricky Nelson. At any rate, the teacher there was at the show, and he said, "Lloyd, I want you to sing for our big Christmas show and sing Lonesome Town." I said, "No, I can't do that in front of all those people, I was happy I just won second place. And he said, "Yeah, I want you to." I said, "I don't have an electric guitar." He said, "I've got an electric guitar, and you can use it." And he just kept harping on me, please. And so finally, I knew the song. So I got up in front of that whole big audience and did that song. Fast forward, after I played the barn for a while, I get a call from this agent in Indianapolis. And he said, "Lloyd, would you do a show with Ricky Nelson?" I said, "Well, of course."
Well, of course I would. Yeah.
So I got to do 2 shows with Ricky Nelson.
Wow.
It was just like a
That's
dream
impressive,
come true,
yeah.
Wow.
That's
Another
amazing.
full circle moment.
Yeah.
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 Very nice.
So that was so much fun to get to do that and meet him, because he's always been an idol,
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
The Nelsons on TV. But just getting to meet all the stars and work with them, was such a dream. And I learned from them.
Yeah.
I wrote down all these jokes and mannerisms that watched them and characteristics about all of them. And Archie Campbell, when he was there,
Oh, wow.
he told all kinds of jokes, and I wrote them all down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's comedy gold right there.
that is- yeah. And he was just a great guy. He sat back and we ate sandwiches, and he was funny all the time.
Unbelievable.
So I've tried to apply that kind of stuff, still. because I think there's a market still for this.
Sure.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
completely missing in today's culture, I think.
You might want to look on your track phone. There's a recording device. You can record
Yeah,
somebody.
well,
You just flip it open and
people
sing.
text me all the time. I said, I don't text.
Yeah. It's okay. Don't start.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah,
Good point.
don't
Good point.
So I think for a wonderful way to wrap this up, Lloyd, is you talk about the dream and how awesome it was for you to meet so many of these stars that you admired and looked up to. But I think you also, and I could say this as somebody who got to watch you and got to learn at your feet, and also got to know a lot of your fans when we performed together. I mean, Russell and Evelyn Lambert, and Bob and Betty Cordell, and you have had some of the greatest, most supportive fans of any artist I've really ever met.
That's very true. I'm thankful for all that.
Yeah.
A lot of good things have happened for me, and I'm thankful for all that. I just finished my first book.
Oh, you
now
did?
I'm going to read another one.
Oh, Lloyd Wood, you got me.
Oh, man.
I was so excited I was going to buy it.
Okay, you
Us too.
right
I
here.
got. We're gonna
That's
put it
good.
on the show. That's
I like
good.
it. Hang on.
Hey, you did-
Hang on. I'm going to write that down. I'm stealing that one. I'm going to use it. I've stole all of Lloyd Wood's
Right.
jokes over the years.
Don't stop now.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to stop now. I always used to tell the one that I stole this one from him when I was performing on stage. I'd say, got a song I'm going to do for you. I've just recorded it on my label, Lard label.
Yeah.
It's a real slick tune.
Yeah, there you go.
That was one of his I would steal.
On the
He had a
Lard
bunch
label.
on the Lard label.
Right.
He had a bunch of great.
Yeah, it's
He kept his audiences and still does in stitches. And
You can always say I've got a limited supply of this record.
I used that one too.
And if I run out of that, I got some more out in the car.
I got another limited supply out there.
That's exactly. I told people last night, I said, if you buy one of my CDs, mine are guaranteed. I said, you take that home. If you don't like it, you send it back, and I'll send you one I don't like.
I love it.
Write that down.
I'm going to write that one down too. I'm going to steal all
Write
of
that
them.
down.
Every single one of them. Lloyd Wood, you are truly a treasure, my friend, and
absolutely.
Jim. And we're so thankful that you took the time to come in here with
Thank
us.
you.
And
It's an honor. I appreciate it.
I really do hope we're going to have Mark put the screws to you here in a few months. And if he has to, he'll come pick you up
Yeah.
and bring you in. And, your beautiful wife, Sharon, thank her
Yeah.
for us. And
I will.
And she can come, and we've got a chair over there. She can sit.
That's right.
If you want her to come next time, and she may be sick of you by now. I don't know. No.
She
but-
could probably tell us the true story.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
but we would love to have you back so much. Thank you for coming in. And we're going to wrap things up now, but we hope that if it's the Lord's will, we'll be back next Friday for another edition of The General Store here at the 70X7 studio. Our special guest, Lloyd Wood, he's going to play us out.
right.
Thank you, Lloyd, for coming. We appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Well, all of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see that I'm no good without you? Take my arms, I'll never use them. I take my lips, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry, and I know that I'm no good without you. You took the part that once was my home, so why not take all of me?
Well, all of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see that I'm no good without you?
Take my arms, I'll never use them. Take my lips, I won't lose them. Oh, your goodbye left me with eyes that cry, and I know I'm no good without you.
took the part that once was my heart. So why not take all of me? Why not take all of me?